I begin to speak only when I'm certain what I'll say isn't better left unsaid. To be calm is the highest achievement of the self. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is, or is not, in my control? Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harm, and you haven't been. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them which you can erase right now. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Your perspective on life comes from the cage you were held captive in. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us, making our way where others go, not where we ought to go. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. The rob that smiles steals something from the thief. Too many people believe that everything must be pleasurable in life. Extravagance is its own destroyer. Love sometimes injures, friendship always benefits. After friendship is formed, you must trust, but before that you must judge. Having the fewest wants, I am nearest to the gods. Man is mostly a collection of emotions, most of which he would do better not to be feeling. Imagine smiling after a slap in the face, then think of doing it 24 hours a day. Warriors should suffer their pain silently. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. What man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for some goal worthy of him. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. It is not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who hankers after more. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Sometimes in life we must fight not only without fear, but also without hope. Problems only exist in the human mind. Discomfort is the currency of success. Keep your intention pure. Emotions will try to distract you. So keep going. That's the cure. Be so busy building your own life that other people's bullshit is of no concern. Difficulty is what wakes up the genius. Common man's patience will bring him more happiness than common man's power. Feeling too much is a hell of a lot better than feeling nothing. In order to protect ourselves, we must live like doctors and be continually treating ourselves with reason. We are never unhappy until we remember why we're supposed to be unhappy. Change. Nothing inherently bad in the process, nothing inherently good in the result. Our efforts do not owe us our desired outcomes. Never say that I have taken it, only that I have given it back. No man is good by chance. Virtue is something which must be learned. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. They lose the day in expectation of the night, and the night in fear of the dawn. There is no better way to grow as a person than to do something you hate every day. A single day among the learned lasts longer than the longest life of the ignorant. The man who fights for his ideals is the man who's alive. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Nothing can affect a person's mind if he chooses not to be affected by it. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. The ultimate power in life is to be completely self-reliant, completely yourself. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. Be a master of the mind, not mastered by the mind. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. Intelligence insists in ignoring things that are irrelevant. What fortune has made yours is not your own. Suffering adds spice to life. When you give your items away, don't keep the excess of your pride. That which fortune has not given, she cannot take away. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. You shouldn't give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they don't care at all. The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Man seems to be deficient in nothing so much as he is in time. It doesn't hurt me. Unless I interpret its happening as harmful to me, I can choose not to. An angry man opens his mouth and shuts his eyes. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. A nation is born Stoic and dies Epicurean. Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be, just be one. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. Well-being is attained little by little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself. All the good are friends of one another. A friend is our alter ego. No loss should be more regrettable to us than losing our time, for it's irretrievable. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. I am a bit sassy, with some sarcasm thrown into the mix, but stoic at the same time, and brash. Even the least of our activities ought to have some end in view. Disturbance comes only from within, from our own perceptions. Everything you see will soon alter and cease to exist. The things that are essential are acquired with little bother. It is the luxuries that call for toil and effort. In order to protect ourselves, we must live like doctors and be continually treating ourselves with reason. An accident is often caused by an attempt to prevent one. A man is as much a fool for shedding tears because he isn't going to be alive 1,000 years from now. We cannot have but can lose everything. Stoicism is a logical philosophy.